What happens when the world's biggest aid donor suddenly stops the flow of money? Clinics shut down, vaccines get abandoned, and millions are left stranded. Trump's foreign aid freeze is more than just a budget cut, it's a global crisis. Let's break it down. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order freezing most UN foreign aid for 90 days. This decision has thrown critical programs into chaos. Programs that fight diseases, provide disaster relief, and shelter displaced people worldwide. The biggest hit, USAID, the main US agency for foreign aid. Thousands of workers have been ordered back to the US. Some have been put on indefinite leave. And now the agency itself is under the control of the State Department. Trump claims US aid is riddled with corruption without presenting any evidence. Billionaire Elon Musk, who's leading federal budget cuts, even boasted online about feeding US aid into the wood chipper. The administration has also announced plans to slash USAID's workforce from over 10,000 to just a few hundred. A judge has temporarily blocked this move, but the aid freeze remains in place. In 2023, the US spent nearly $72 billion on foreign aid. US aid alone accounted for $38 billion, funding health services, disaster relief, and anti poverty programs. Despite this, foreign aid makes up only 0.7% of the US budget, a fraction compared to the other developed countries. Trump's freeze does not apply to military aid. Countries like Israel and Egypt will still receive weapons support. Emergency food assistance is also supposed to be exempt, but payment system disruptions have caused problems. In 2023, the top recipients were Ukraine, $16.16 billion, mostly for economic and humanitarian aid. Israel, $3.3 billion, mainly for security. But aid goes beyond war zones. US aid funds disease prevention in Africa, maternal health in Asia, and environmental programs worldwide. Now, many of these projects are at risk. The freeze has caused immediate disruptions across healthcare, research, and humanitarian aid. South Africa, an HIV prevention trial shut down, leaving women with experimental implants but no follow up care. UK, a malaria vaccine study halted, stranding volunteers without medical oversight. Uganda, children in a tuberculosis trial cut off from treatment. Bangladesh, a cholera study abandoned, leaving patients without care. A Burmese refugee with lung problems died after she was discharged from a US funded hospital on the Myanmar Thai border that was ordered to close as a result of US President Donald Trump's freeze on foreign aid, her family said on Saturday, according to Reuters. Doctors and researchers now face a dilemma: follow the freeze or risk patients' lives. Meanwhile, Trump has also announced plans to withdraw the US from the World Health Organization, forcing the global health body to cut its own programs. For years, conservative politicians have questioned US foreign aid. The argument, every dollar spent should make America safer, stronger, or more prosperous. Secretary of State Marco Rubio defends the move, calling US aid employees insubordinate and claiming the agency acts like a global charity separate from US interests. However, after backlash, Rubio announced that life saving humanitarian aid would continue. But by then, hundreds of aid workers had been fired or put on leave, leaving many programs paralyzed. Democrats argue that merging or dismantling US aid without Congress's approval is illegal. USAID employees have filed a lawsuit claiming the administration's actions violate separation of powers. A federal judge has temporarily blocked some elements of the plan, but the core aid freeze remains. The long term effects of this freeze could reshape global politics. Health crisis could worsen with no US funding, vaccine programs and disease monitoring are at risk. Climate and migration programs may collapse, increasing pressure on the US border. America's global influence is shrinking. USAID has funded election monitors, anti corruption watchdogs, and independent media, things authoritarian governments dislike. For now, the freeze stands. The question is what will happen when 90 days are up?